Piaget's theory, preoperational stage. The preoperational stage is the second stage in Piaget's theory of cognitive development. This stage begins at around age 2, as children start to talk, and lasts until approximately till age 7. During this stage, children begin to engage in symbolic play and learn to manipulate symbols. However, Piaget noted that they do not yet understand concrete logic. Their language use becomes more mature. They also develop memory and imagination, which allows them to understand the difference between past and future, and engage in make-believe. Child's thinking is mainly categorized through symbolic functions and intuitive thoughts. A child has lots of fantasies and believe objects are alive. As the kids are not able to apply specific cognitive operations, Piaget called this stage preoperational. Characteristics of the preoperational stage. The preoperational stage occurs roughly between the ages 2 and 7. Language development is one of the hallmarks of this period. Piaget noted that children at the beginning of this stage do not yet understand concrete logic, cannot mentally manipulate information, and are unable to take the point of view of other people, which he termed egocentrism. During the preoperational stage, children also become increasingly adept at using symbols, as evident by the increase in playing and pretending. For example, a child is able to use an object to represent something else, such as pretending a broom is a horse. Role-playing also becomes important at this age. Children often play the roles of mommy, daddy, doctor, and many other characters. Timeline of the preoperational stage. 2 substages occur during the preoperational period of development. Symbolic function, ages 2 to 4. Children develop mental representations of objects in the world around them during this substage. This includes representations of objects that are not currently present. Perceptions play an essential part in a child's ability to solve problems during this developmental period. Intuitive thought, ages 4 to 7. Children begin to rely more on logic than just perception alone in this substage. Their ability to solve problems is more logical, but they may not be capable of explaining how they think or why they think that way. Egocentrism in the preoperational stage. Piaget used several creative and clever techniques to study the mental abilities of children. One of the famous techniques to demonstrate egocentrism is known as the 3-mountain task. In this task, first, children are shown a 3-dimensional display of a mountain scene. Then the kids are asked to choose a picture showing the scene they observed. Most children are able to do this with little difficulty. And finally, children are asked to select a picture showing what someone else would have observed when looking at the mountain from a different viewpoint. Invariably, children almost always choose the scene showing their own view of the mountain scene. According to Piaget, children experience this difficulty because they cannot take on another person's perspective. Conservation in the preoperational stage. Another well-known experiment involves demonstrating a child's understanding of conservation. In one conservation experiment, equal amounts of liquid are poured into 2 identical containers. The liquid in one container is then poured into a differently shaped cup, such as a tall and thin cup or a short and wide cup. Children are then asked which cup holds the most liquid. Despite seeing that the liquid amounts were equal, children almost always choose the cup that appears fuller. Important cognitive milestones. Several important cognitive milestones emerge during the preoperational stage of development. Some of these include: age 2 to 3. Kids begin to engage in pretend play, can follow simple directions, and can sort objects into different categories. Age 3 to 4. Kids develop more refined schemas, or categories of information, that they use to sort and understand objects. They also understand past versus present, have a longer attention span, group similar objects, and seek answers to their questions about the world. Age 4 to 5. Children's cognitive skills become more refined and they are better able to imitate the actions of adults. Age 6 to 7. Kids develop a better understanding of time and more advanced language skills. Understanding such milestones can help educators and parents better assess whether or not child's development is on track. However, it is essential to recognize that all children develop at different rates. We have learned about first two of the 4 stages of Piaget's theory. As part of the early childhood education course, the next video is about Lev Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory of cognitive development. Happy learning!